right, y'all. We are live in effect in the locker room as we do every Thursday. You guys know how we get down. Tonight is none other than another amazing guest that we're bringing in. We want to bring in the best in the football industry to teach you, to help game you guys up to get to the next level. So we have an amazing show planned for you tonight, and I'm excited about our guest. Now, he's somebody that was an opponent in the Big 12 when I was in college, but so he got a pass because he was a baller, though. So we're going to give him a pass, and that's none other than Carl Nesmith, an amazing safety in the Big 12, had some pro opportunities as well in the NFL, now doing some big things with student athletes. So that's why we wanted to get him in here. How's it going tonight, Carl?
Man, it's going awesome, man. First of all, I want to thank you guys, man, for having me on. You guys doing an awesome job, man. But I'm doing well, man. Blessed and ready to go, man.
Definitely. And then the other person that you guys see in the locker room with us is none other than the man, the myth, the legend, Q, the guru. What's going on, player?
What's going on, Coach, man? We got a good one this week, man. We got a good one. It's too much going on.
There's too much going on in the industry as always, and those that are joining us live, thank you for hopping in the locker room with us. Thank you for riding with us. We're gonna build this baby up. As you see, this is episode 18. We just getting the wheels rolling on this baby, but we want to serve you and we want to help you guys learn this industry. So excited about tonight's show. If you're joining us for the first time, we cover the topics that you see on the bottom ticker there, and we only mess with football topics, but tonight we threw a little extra in there, a little spice, and we're going to start off with the first thing, fellas, and it's none other than the Will Smith debacle when he slapped Chris Rock.
Coach, look at the follow through.
I mean, the follow through was fierce.
Good form. Yes,
and I don't know if he knew the pictures was coming, but he had to follow through, fellas. But I want to put a little bit of a spin on it for you guys because student athletes get tested just like these Hollywood people get tested, and sometimes we don't get grace. Like maybe a Will Smith might get a little grace. So I want to throw it to you guys. I'll start off with you, Carl. How do you feel about athletes being tested by people in public? Maybe their family being put on the spot? Right. Do you think there needs to be training? Do you think that it's kind of fend for yourself? How do you feel about that type of situation?
Man, it's difficult, man. It's tough, especially because most of these guys are young. Well, a lot of them are young, and a lot of them been sheltered, never kind of been away from home, been used to set rules at home, and now it's your first time getting away. I just think it's a recipe for disaster if you're not prepared. So anything can happen. It's just one quick decision and one quick moment that you risk everything for because your pride, because of your decision making, and it's just, like I said, a recipe for disaster.
And talk to me, Q. I mean, I don't know if you ever felt like you was tested when you was playing pro ball, when you was playing in college. Did you almost throw it away on somebody one night in Lawrence?
Hey, boy, a couple of nights, man. 5 or 10.
This man here, man.
But it's one of those things where you gotta, like I always say, Coach, you gotta remember why you're doing what you're doing and not lose focus. I mean,
Correct.
whether it might be, on the road, and it might be, a heckler group, that's heckling you right behind the bench, all the way to your opponent, and after every play, we're at the bottom of the pile or whatever, trying to get back to the huddle and somebody's talking so you're always going to be tested, but it's just about, man, really having composure and having good teammates around you too.
Right.
Yeah, and you guys, I mean, a lot of student athletes watch this show. I know a lot of parents are watching. I mean, I say even keeled. You got to stay right in the middle. You're going to be tested. Q,
Right.
we were talking about this offline. You're going to be tested, especially the more notoriety that you get. You're going to be tested. So, you guys manage that, and hopefully you get on and catch on to the bigger picture. So we are on to our next topic, you guys. And this man has stayed in the news. At first, it was for national championships. And now, as you see here, Urban Meyer joins a board of NIL nonprofit foundation, you guys, to help Ohio State. Now, specifically, football and basketball as expected, but he's going to help them guys get paid. He's going to help the student athletes get paid. Q, what you think? You think, for one, you think this is a wise move by Ohio State? And for two, do you think that this kind of puts a spotlight on where their priorities are?
Well, I mean, their priorities is on money. I think right. I think Ohio State is looking at Urban Meyer like he's still a legendary coach, despite Carl, what he ended up doing in your hometown, and they're not really working out with the Jags, but it's still Urban Meyer. He's knowledgeable of the game. Yeah, he's knowledgeable of the game, and he's coached there. So, I mean, man, he has a lot of connections that could really mentor these young kids on the do's and don'ts, man, and help them land some big checks in their pocket.
Carl, what do you think? You think this is a play that's going to help them on the field as well? Or how do you feel about him coming back to Buckeye Nation?
I definitely think it's going to set a trend. You're going to see. But I'm not going to go too far off the subject, but I'm just going to tell you how I heard about Urban Meyer and the way he did those guys down here in Jacksonville, because I'm in that circle, man. I just think he's a college guy, but I also think it was a good transition to what he's doing now. He's going to get back in good grace. And I think he deserves to be in that college community. And making that move is going to be a big ups for Ohio State in recruiting. And I also think it's going to keep him in-house just in case he decide to want to come back. He's already in the loop. And that's just going to be something good all around,
Good point. I don't know with the current coach. I know the current coach was under him, but I don't know if he wants to go pro or something. So Ohio State gonna stay ahead of the curve. That's one thing we do know that. And if you guys are joining us for the very first time, I'm Coach Terrence Wood. We have none other than the great Carl Nesmith, amazing football player, you guys, in the Big 12. A matter of fact, defensive newcomer of the year. 1990 or 2001 or what year was that?
Hey, that was a long time ago.
It was a long time. Y'all don't have to worry about it. You just need to know that he was laying people out in the Big 12 as a free safety. That's all you need to know. And then, of course, Q, the guru. So thank you for joining us. If you're joining us live, if you're checking out the recording, man, make sure that you pass this on to the football families, players, coaches, and parents, So we are on, you guys, to the next topic, and that is culture or talent. Culture or talent, and I'll start off with you, Carl. If you're a college coach right now and you're building your team up, you're building the program up, maybe you guys are in the middle of the pack in the Ohio, in the Big Ten, and are you focused more on talent or making sure the culture and the chemistry is right?
Man, that's a good question. But being in the coaching world and being around a lot of different type of kids and coaches and all that different things, man, I gotta say talent. I would want to go with first because once you get that, I think most important, the program takes over with the coaching, and then that builds the culture, and then the players come along and they're gonna buy in. So talent for me, man, talent. And you can build a culture when you got that talent and you got a good group of coaches around that talent. It's just gonna build that culture to make other kids want to come in and buy into what you're doing.
That's a great point. And that's good that you had that coaching aspect to think about the other side of things. Q, I know you were on some dog teams in high school, man, in the Lou. When you think back to those teams, was it more talent, or was it that you guys were boys, you guys were brothers, that made you guys so successful?
I mean, we were, but I can agree with Five. It's the talent for sure. I mean, man, to make a better example is look at those 1980s Jimmy Johnson Miami teams. Was pure talent. But like he was saying, you have to have that right coaching staff to know how to harness that talent. You see what I'm saying? But the culture will take on it'll take on itself once you harness that talent, because the W's will just start piling up, and then the culture is just going to be what it is.
Mm-hmm. And that's why they say a lot of these coaches are more managers of the culture than the actual. They got the coordinators for the X's and O's, but Nick Saban's managing the culture.
Right. Because with talent comes the swag and all of that, put together. That's part of the culture. Like I said, and then not only, you talking about in college or high school, then the student body starts buying in. After the athletes do not, that just adds to the culture.
The culture, yep.
Mm-hmm. Good point, fellas. That's right there on it. And you guys, we are on to our next topic. If you're joining us for the first time, this is how we get after it in the locker room. We're going to cover the football topics that matter to the players, the parents, the coaches, and they're right there on the bottom. We want you guys to be up to date with what's going on in the industry. This is business. This ain't just X's and O's. This is business. And we have none other than a great Carl Nesmith tonight. So, the next thing that you guys see on the screen, you guys, is a new league. Well, kind of a remix. We had the USFL. Matter of fact, my dad had a cup of tea in the USFL back in the late 80s. But we got the USFL coming back. And now some of the details of the pay for this new league. Now, obviously, you guys, it's not going to be anywhere near what the NFL guys are making. But, let me know what you guys think of this. And we'll start off with you, Guru. For a young man in training camp, let's say he just left Utah or something. He didn't undrafted, didn't make it. Didn't make the 53. So now he's in the USFL training camp. Everybody's getting $600 a week. Practice squad. If I'm on practice squad for a 10-week season, I'm getting $1,500 a week. So that's $15K for the year. And then if I'm active all 10 weeks, I'm getting $4,500, Carl and Q, for each week that I'm playing. So talk to me. You're fresh out of Kansas, Q. Is that something that piques your interest, or you're like, I can do something else?
Well, I mean, it depends on really, how much you really have love for the game, and are you really trying to, get that opportunity, to get to the NFL or even get a little bit more bread, up north in the CFL as well. The reason I like it is this, both of y'all know, I always love baseball, as a baseball player or whatnot. So it's the same as farm league. It's the exact same as a farm league with baseball, with with single A and double A. So it gives these guys an opportunity, man. Hey, you didn't make that 53, 5. A lot of times that's politics. It's not even about if you're nice or not. It's politics. You see what I mean? And or the relationship the scout had with one of a position coach over here, and the kid really should have made the roster but didn't because of whatever reasons. So this is a reason for them to get an opportunity. So I love it. It could be a little bit more money, but the opportunity is there. So I like it. I like it.
Yeah. Talk to me a little bit, Nesmith. I mean, you went to the Buffalo Bills, I think, after you left Kansas. Is a USFL opportunity something that you would have participated in, or said, no, that's not for me?
Man, I definitely would have did it. I already know. Okay. I definitely would have did it. I think it's just a great opportunity to get guys more opportunities to, chase their dreams. I think it's enough money to where you can at least survive on and be able to, prolong trying to make a decision on what you want to do ultimately. You know what I'm saying? I saw that, they paying for rent, food, I think healthcare. I think they take care of all of that. So if you're able to get that, I feel like that can give you more of an opportunity and give you more of a chance to be able to figure out, can I really make a squad? You know what I mean? Or is it time for me to hang it up? Or what have you. So I just think it's a positive for these guys who are out here chasing their dreams, and also the coaches and, guys who want to, get right with that in the coaching world. So I just think it just gives everybody a great opportunity.
No, that's a fabulous point, because I didn't even think about that, Carl. There's people that get jobs that are off the field too.
Oh, yeah.
The coaches, the front office people, that may break them into the NFL. So it's all around good, man, when people are getting exposure and jobs like Jimmy Rucker, our good friend.
Big Jimmy.
Says, hey, yeah, he says, man, get that exposure. It's always
good. That's right,
and
you got to think about it too, Coach. As the league grows and gets more exposure, the league will be able to pay these guys more as they increase with that too. Jersey sales or whatnot, so they'll be able to get paid more as time goes on.
And a lot of guys ain't making $400 to $500 a week, man. I mean, I ain't gonna. I'm just gonna be real with you. The place to go chase your dream. That's something to get up and go.
And be in a fly city and you're 20 something.
And they paying your rent and your food and your health care. Man, you can really focus and horn in.
These are facts.
Now, speaking of focus, fellas, we are on to our next topic, and the topic of discussion. And I'm glad we got you on, Carl, because you do work with the young ones still now, like I do. And the topic, as you guys see, is, do coaches care about the girlfriends? Because obviously guys got to have some companionship, and guys got to make sure that they got something nice and someone in the home to come home to after the game. But also, there are the other sides, like you see on the screen here, where Zach Stacy, a former player, said his girlfriend staged a video of him brutally beating her by getting a reaction to get some money, because he said she wanted some money. So talk to me, fellas. Q, I'll start off with you, man. In your opinion, you a coach at Oklahoma and you making, $8 million, $6 million a year. Are you really checking for the girls that are around your players, or are you like, hey, it will all sift itself out?
You know what? I tell you what, and it's kind of a little bit from personal experience. The head coach won't, but your position coach will. So any kids out there listening, I will guarantee if it's any type of distraction that's noticeable enough, it'll get back to the head coach over time. But over time, Five know what I'm talking about. But the position coach is going to be all over it, because that's his job to be all over, because you're around your position coach all the time.
So talk to me, Carl. I know you're working with some younger athletes. Are you clocking who they walking around with, who they on campus with, or is it not about
Coach, Listen, Coach, I got a son right now at FAMU.
That's right.
And I'm a coach. And man, I'm coaching him on trying to figure it out, because, the culture shop with him, being around the nice women and the nice ladies. Oh my God, man. So it's important, man, because
that's locker room after dark. We gonna
yeah.
And that's the $59.99 monthly subscription.
That's later, but it's important. It's important because a lot of these kids, when they get away, some of them, they first puppy love, true love, and all that kind of stuff, and don't know how to handle those emotions and feelings and stuff like that, and it distracts you from staying focused on them books, staying focused on learning your plays, and what's really important. It really does matter to at least try to build that relationship with your players to where they're comfortable enough to, talk with you. I talk to my guys all the time right now, man, and just, a lot of them don't want to hear it because it sounds boring to them. But when you reach one or two of them, they'll get it. And those are the ones you got to focus on. You still keep dropping the knowledge on them and trying to get them to understand, what you're going to face. And I never get tired with it. So I'm going to always continue to do that and try to give game to these guys, especially if I've been through it and had to get through those obstacles and hurdles. So, man, it's my duty.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Now that's a great point. And you guys here, Carl, Coach Nesmith, you guys would be lucky to play for someone like him, because not every coach really cares, man. It's about their wins and losses.
Yeah, period.
And for a coach, you got a coach right here saying he wants to build a relationship where guys feel comfortable coming to him. So, that's big. And you guys got to peep that as you decide what colleges you go to. If you get lucky to play pro ball, you decide what organizations you go to, the ones that treat you like a human being, you got to pay attention to. So, the coaches and the girlfriend is a big one. And we are on to another one that is big, you guys, and that is none other than the lightning round. So, hey you guys.
Let me tell you something. I watched that lightning round with you, Q.
Yeah,
I watched it.
Hey,
you was at 8, Q. You was at 8, Q.
Almost.
You was at 8.
Almost.
All right, so you already know the routine. It's the lightning round, and this is a fan favorite, Carl, man, and we're going to put you through the first time. This is not going to be your last time in the locker room. We're going to have you back in the locker room. No doubt. Basically what it is word association. You got 60 seconds. If you guys are joining us for the first time, Coach Nesmith got 60 seconds to say the first thing on his mind. We're going to give him a word. We're going to ask him a question, unfiltered. This is what he's thinking. And right now, I believe—
Coach, you got to make sure you ask the question first, then hit the clock. You hit the clock, then ask the question.
They already throw the red flag on me. They already throw the red flag on me.
Ask me the question first.
Okay, so we're going to give you the courtesy, and we're going to ask the question and then hit the clock. We're going to do that for everybody leaning forward. And, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Q, as 9 our high water mark.
Nine.
All right. So, hey, at the end of the spring, before we hit that summer routine, before we get in the fall training camp, we're going to crown somebody a winner of the lightning round. So, you ready to go, Coach?
Let's go.
All right. So, I think we got some good ones set up here. Let me see. Okay. One second. We're going to get this thing going. Okay. So let me get my clock ready, my stopwatch. And as Coach Nesmith said, we're going to get the first one out first before we get going. All right. So, hey, if you in the let us know what you think. If you're in the comments section, is he going to get more than 9 or not? So let's go with the lightning round. So I'm not cheating you. Here's the clock, and I'm not going to press nothing until we get going. All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go.
Let me see if I got this thing where you can see it. Okay. All right. Number 1, best player you ever played against?
Eric Crouch, Nebraska.
Eric Crouch. Barry Sanders.
The best running back in the NFL.
Okay. Kansas State.
I hated him.
Nick Saban.
The best college coach ever. Period.
Chris Sims.
Chris Sims. Picked them off 2 times.
Ronnie Lott.
My idol.
Aaron Hernandez.
Man, sad story.
38 seconds. Lasagna or spaghetti?
Lasagna, man. I like the extra layers of the noodles. Lasagna.
HBCU.
About to come up. It's about to get ugly.
Bachelor party, Florida or Vegas?
Florida. Miami.
Time. Okay, but you was cooking right there. Hold on. Let me add this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Let's go.
With
Let's
Florida.
go. Yeah.
He hit 10. He hit 10 with Florida. And I believe, is that your hometown state?
Jacksonville, Florida. Yeah, that's my Florida. Is my state.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Always represent.
And you played junior college ball too, right?
Yeah, I played up in El Dorado, Kansas, man. That's where I grew up and became a man. Going through the JUCO ranks up there, yeah.
All right, so that actually leads us in right there. So we'll mark it down 10. Carl Nesmith is our new locker room champion as of now. As of now. We're gonna finish that thing
definitely get knocked off.
The end of May. So there's April coming up in May, and at the end of May, we're gonna give a very, very special prize to whoever is the champion. And we got our very own Rick De Jesus says, "What's up, Coach? What's going on, Rick? Hey, you guys, he got a bad wide receiver, slot wide receiver that's going to be coming out 2023. Burning up.
Post his huddle.
Yep,
post his huddle.
Rick,
definitely.
Take up, post the huddle. Put it on the Twitter before you go pro. And I'm pumping you guys out too. But we love you guys, and thanks for tuning in. Share the show.
Absolutely.
All those football people you guys know out there, hit that button. So we're gonna go on to our last section of the show. And great job with the lightning round, especially first time. And that's our Q&A section. And a matter of fact, this follows up, Carl, we'll ask it to you with the junior college question. Because, as I know, I work with student athletes too. Not all junior colleges are created equal, and there's some states that take a little bit more serious than others. So this is a two-part. And we got I know a lot of you kids may be considering JC. Some of you guys shun it. You might not necessarily want to shun it. Carl, somebody that had success, what should I be looking for in a junior college? And also, what's the keys as far as getting out as soon as possible?
One of them is more, you got to have a plan when you're going in there, man. And what I mean by that, like the football is going to come easy. I think these kids need to more focus on, what's the fastest route educational wise to get out and be able to have more time and be able to have an extra year, whatever it may be they trying to do. So I think you having a plan going the JC route and not looking at this is where I'm going to be forever. You know what I mean? It's more like I'm on a mission to get this plan done and get to where I know I need to be. And I think that's supposed to the most important thing to do, just having a plan going in there versus just, trying to wing it through.
No, that's a great point right there because, man, if you don't have a plan, you could get caught up, even with the wrong guys on your team that aren't really serious about getting to the next level. Q, what's your thoughts, man? You think that guys today should really still consider JC, or you think maybe they should try to go prep school? What's your feelings on JC?
Nah, man. I mean, I still, kids, man, that take the JC route, man. It's still a great opportunity, but you made the best point, Coach, is they not all created equal. Carl Wimp, Butler, you got Blinn, San Francisco, out there with you at Coach, So I mean, you really have to choose wisely which one, do you going to. But the opportunity, man, is still a huge opportunity there going that route for sure.
How did you get from Florida all the way out to Kansas? I know there got to be a little story there.
Funny, real funny. It was a funny story. I sadly was offered by HBCU, Texas Southern.
Oh.
And man, I'm not going there. I'm not going to HBCU. I just heard the horror stories of getting caught up and not being able to focus because there's so much going on, which was crazy, which was very crazy. But just being young and not understanding the pride that could have been taken in that and the advantage I could have took of just soaking all that stuff up. But I just think, you live and you learn off that. But, that's kind of like what it is on that, Coach.
And that's a good example of how you guys, man, there's some dogs in the HBCU.
Yeah, man.
This man was about to go to HBCU.
I definitely was.
Ripping up the Big 12. So, you guys know,
that's how I begin. Yeah, that's how I began to get the Butler, man. Just going up there. I had a coach, saw my film, watching somebody else. And the fact that he told me he was driving from El Dorado, Kansas, and stopping through Jacksonville, Florida to come talk to me, I just never heard of nothing like that. So they came to my living room. Yeah, man, came to my living room, and I signed right that night. And my dad, they just asked me, was I really ready for it? I didn't know. I just knew I was getting opportunities. So it was just a blessing in disguise for me.
No, that's an amazing story right there. And obviously it all worked out. And it all paid off, man. So, hey, thank you for coming on in the locker room. Q, you got any questions or anything before we head on out, brother?
No. Kyle, just make sure, Carl, you tell everybody, man, what you got going on with the 7-on-7 coming up. We want to be on the lookout for the 7-on-7 team of it.
Man.
For a while, man. You got some killers down there, man.
Yeah, man.
That's DB Skills, right?
Yeah, DB Skills, the brand, but I got a organization, North Florida Elite, down here in Jacksonville, Florida, man. And I'm also hosting tournaments and doing different things down here in Jacksonville just to get our youth something to do and stay busy, positive, good stuff like that.
How can people reach out to you? Is it best Twitter, email? How's the best way?
Everything. You go to my Twitter, look under North Florida Elite 2022. Okay. You go to my Instagram, DB Skills. That's at DB Skills, DB SKILLZ, North Florida Elite 2022 _ 2022. And just on Facebook, I'm an older guy, so I'm active on Facebook. So you guys can look me up on Facebook, Carl Nesmith, and just keep up with what we're doing on our camps and our tournaments. Just trying to take over Florida and try to move around as much as I can, man. I just thank you guys for having me on, man. I really do appreciate you guys. You guys doing an awesome thing, and hopefully I can get back on and lock in with you boys, man.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, no doubt, man. You're doing some big time things. Jerry Criswell, we love you, Mr. Criswell, saying, hey,
what's up, Mr. Criswell?
With the coaches being mentors for young athletes, help them adjust to culture, politics, and changes. And there's another one, you guys. I'm talking about the players, the parent. That's a parent. His son, I coached in high school. Quick story, you guys, before we get out. Coached him high school. You guys know when you see that talent right away, you just know. So this kid was running track, freshman in high school. Coached him his sophomore year, and then he blew out his knee. He blew out his knee his junior year. His senior year, he wasn't the same. He was kind of trusting his knee again. He always believed he was a D1 athlete because that's what we told him freshman year, which was true. He
which believed was big in himself. Too, Coach. That was big.
Yeah. He believed in himself. He went to prep school, Hargrave University, military school.
I heard about them.
Yep. And then after that, and another year at a junior college, ended up at UNLV, ripping it up. So shouts out, Mr. Criswell.
Congrats, man.
Definitely congrats on that.
Big time. He's a police officer now in Vegas.
Big ups, man.
So,
definitely.
So if you get pulled over in Vegas, say, hey, Sergeant Criswell said I get a before you go pro pass, and see if that gets you through. But Carl, man, keep up the great work, man. I mean, I'm absolute dog on the field. I know time flies, man, but the fact that you're giving it back to these kids, Look them up, DB Skills, at DB Skills, and then at North Florida Elite _2022 on Twitter. That's the spot. That's the spot to get gamed up.
Definitely.
All right, brother. So, hey, stay up, man. Thanks for coming on.
All right. Appreciate you guys, man.
All right, 5. I'll be in touch with you, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, bro.
All right, bro.
Yeah.